What is going on, everybody? Depraved here. Or Slash, I guess is the thing is, with Pounds.
Pounds and Slash.
Pound and Slash. This is the Pound and Slash Marvel Media Podcast. This is the 6th episode of the podcast, and I am super excited for this because this is just following the season finale of
Falcon Winter Soldier.
Captain America and Winter Soldier.
Oh shit, yeah.
We'll touch on that here in a little bit.
They changed title.
We've got some exciting things today. We've got new things we're going to do for the first time. We've got an amazing episode to go over with Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We've got some fun news. Like, I actually had a hard time finding like bad and worse things for the news.
Right, because all was really good. Actually,
it was a good week in Marvel. It was a good week in Marvel. A great week in Marvel.
Yeah, I was shocked, man. Heck yeah.
With that being said, we're going to start off with a question like we normally do. And this week's question is, what MCU movie, so MCU, not like Venom or that stuff, but what MCU movie or show that has been announced are you most excited for?
I'm not gonna say obvious because we're gonna talk about that one, but it would probably Loki.
Loki,
because I want to see where we're going with that whole situation. Because, like I said, this is the Loki that didn't have the Thor Dark World. This is Loki that escaped after Avengers 1. So I want to see how this Loki
does things.
Yeah, does things in this episode or in this whole series too. Also, so that's what I'm more excited for. What about you? I know there's like a lot of crap.
I think the thing I am the cheap answer would be the new Spider-Man movie.
Right, it would be
because of everything that we know about it. But deep down inside. Or another easy answer could also be like Doctor Strange,
right?
Which is also going to be exciting,
right? That's how I want to go with them.
But I think for me, the thing I'm honestly most excited for, and probably because I know so little about what's going on, is probably the Moon Knight show.
Yeah, I would like to know more about that.
And I say that because I don't know much about Moon Knight.
Yeah, same.
And I've heard some news that it's apparently going to be one of the more violent shows in the MCU so far.
And Oscar Isaac has put footage of him actually
training,
prepping for the role and everything. Yep.
So I'm definitely most interested and excited for that because it's going to be a new hero to me. I know he's not a new hero, but he's going to be new to me.
Right.
And it's going to be fun to see how he fits into the MCU. Because honestly, most people compare him more to Batman than anybody else in the MCU, which I honestly would always compare Tony Stark to Batman in terms of being a hero that creates his own
technology,
superpower, basically.
Right, creates his own superpower. Yep.
So yeah, Moon Knight would definitely be my answer.
I think because it's more dark. I guess that's probably where they're going, more dark.
They got the cowl and cape
and broody.
Right.
He'd be broody.
Okay. But yeah, so Moon Knight would be my answer. All right. Last week in Marvel news, Ralph. You started off, homie. Started off.
Man.
Or no, I'll start off.
I was ready to go. I was like, yeah, let's go.
All right. So, first bit of news, Shang-Chi trailer dropped.
Fucking fantastic.
And it looks fantastic. Now, a lot of people have kind of are iffy on it. Me personally, it actually made me excited to see the movie because originally I didn't care.
Right. When I saw the trailer, I was like, this is great, bro. For real.
But now that I've seen the trailer and I kind of see what's going on, I'm excited for it. There are some things that worry me.
What you got?
Well, they're changing the story.
Okay.
Quite a bit.
Okay.
Of his origin.
Okay.
Because originally, his father is a character by the name of Fu Manchu.
Oh, nice name.
And they can't use that character because they don't have the rights to that character for the movie. I don't think Marvel in general has the rights to that character anymore. It's one of those things where he's no longer in the comics because of whatever reasons.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So they cannot use him as their father, so they're actually going with the Mandarin being his father, which is kind of disappointing.
He's supposed to be the villain.
Because, he's the main villain, which is fine. I get that they're doing that. But, like, to be honest, another thing that disappoints me is the actor from Iron Man 3 that played the Mandarin looks closer to comic book Mandarin than this actual dude that they're getting to play the Mandarin.
Right.
So I'm a little worried that I'm going to feel a little out of sync
place.
or out of place.
Yeah, okay.
I'm still excited for it though.
Yeah, because the action looks like it's gonna be like
the action's
phenomenal.
gonna be phenomenal, and I've also done some research on Shang-Chi and found out he's actually considered the best hand-to-hand fighter in the Marvel universe.
Yep.
Not saying the most powerful, not saying he's like, but in terms of hand-to-hand fighting,
right.
He is so skilled at what he does that his fighting is honestly almost considered a power in and of itself because he's that good.
I wish I was good to have hand-to-hand power as a hand-to-hand combat. Like,
let's go.
Who needs a suit? Like, bro, I'm about to go. Like, let's go. Go.
So yeah, I am excited for it.
Right. And I did like the scene in the bus scene, like where he was saving people and still fighting and saving people. It's like I like that. I want to see that. Give me more Marvel of that. Like, don't give me more, please. I don't want to be ruined and disappointed. Never mind. All right. Well, Amelia Clark of Game of Thrones. That's it. The right Game of Thrones is working on a deal to join the cast of Secret Invasion. So, and
this could actually go hand in hand with the one I was going to do next as well. English actress Olivia Colman is also in talks to join the cast for Secret Invasion.
This is going to be interesting. This invasion thing is like...
They're actually building up a really good cast for this show.
Right.
Because, I mean, Samuel L. Jackson's already confirmed to be a part of it.
Right.
I'm
Monica Rambeau.
I'm pretty sure we're going to get Monica Rambeau's character.
She was part of it already,
or the Monica Rambeau character. I don't know what the actress's actual name is.
Right, I don't know the actress's name, but yeah.
But she's supposed to be in it, as well as these two new people that they brought in and several others that they've also announced. I am so excited for the Secret War show.
It's all scrolls.
Again, I'm still more. I'm still a little more excited for Moon Knight, but Secret Wars is going to be so good, especially if WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier are setting the tone of what to expect from Marvel television. Like, I am so stoked for this.
Marvel is literally trying to turn some... And man, remember, we started out with a man with iron dreams and all that. Now we're literally going into, like, multiverses and scrolls. Like, we are going into some really crazy territory right now, which will lead to that in our episodes also, for that matter. So,
this next one's good for you, Ralph. You'll like this one.
Yeah. Oh, the Marvel producer...
Nope.
Sure.
Above that.
It is rumored that Disney's planning to bring Charlie Cox as Daredevil, John Berthold back as Punisher, Christine Ritter back as Jessica Jones, and Vincent D'Onofrio back as Wilson Fisk, aka Kingpin. And they do plan on recasting Luke Cage and Iron Fist, but that's a bummer. Fucking bummer. But this proves that because I don't know if you guys noticed, there are set photos of John Berthold, aka the Punisher, on Armored Wars. There's set photos, and they're speculating he could be in there.
And
also.
We know Charlie Cox is supposed to be in Spider-Man
3. Yep, as
so
MODOCK. Yep.
What excites me about this? Right. Obviously, we all loved Charlie Cox as Daredevil.
Right. First thing we saw.
And again, I even said when he was, which this was before we knew each other.
Right.
When John Bernthal was cast as Punisher, I was like, honestly, he's a perfect choice. I've seen his role as what's his face in Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah. I forgot his name. Yeah, his partner.
Right.
Right.
I can't remember his name now.
Yeah, his cop friend. Yeah.
Why the fuck can I remember his name?
Me either. It's been so long, but yeah, it's been so long for real.
Shane.
Shane. Yeah, Shane.
I seen his role as Shane, and honestly, I actually thought about it. I was like, honestly, Punisher is Shane, but
hard ass like
in the Marvel universe.
He's just he's just more badass.
He's all about just killing whatever's bad,
literally,
and moving on. So I'm excited to see them bring him back. Honestly, anyone other than Kristen Ritter would not have been able to play Jessica Jones the way she did.
Yeah, she took it and ran with it for them 2 seasons. She took it and ran with it, man.
She did such a good job. And then, again, Vincent, I think his name is D'Onofrio.
Law and Order. Yeah.
His portrayal of Kingpin
solid
is honestly what I've always looked for in a Kingpin portrayal.
I mean, the first thing he did, he chopped somebody's head off. With a car. I'm like, this is crazy because he looks so subtle, and then he turns around and does some crazy shit.
According to the rumor, they are never going to reference anything that had happened in their Netflix shows,
and that's
so it's one of those things where it's like the Netflix shows happened, yes, but
it's like with Elizabeth.
They're not really canon.
Right, it's like with Elizabeth Hendridge, I think that's her name. She's in the new Spider-Man, but they may not even reference Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And that's the thing. It's like
she's the lady that plays Simmons, for those of you that don't know.
Yeah. And they're trying, because they may just not even reference none of this.
Right.
Netflix or the ABC show. They may just get rid of it and just say, nope, you are a new person now. So this is what you're going to see. Just will be their MCU version.
No, she's supposed to be the same character.
Oh, the same. Okay.
She's going to be Simmons.
Okay. Oh, okay. I thought it'd just be like their version of it. Like, okay. Oh, okay. Cool. Well.
But yeah, so nothing in the Netflix universe is being considered canon in this situation.
But
they'll never reference it. You'll never hear Daredevil talk about fighting Kingpin,
right,
or anything like that.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
So,
they act like they never met each other. That's gonna be kind of.
And I'm a little bummed because again, I felt like the guy that they originally had cast as Luke Cage was perfect for the role.
Yeah, that was
like spot on in terms of look and
right how he acted.
Like nailed it. And I really wish they'd bring him back.
And I would love to see.
But
Captain
I think
America gets that one because they're both the same super soldier.
Not really.
Oh, they're not?
Different captain, dude. Steve's not there anymore.
Oh, I forgot he's gone. I know RIP. But I'm saying like
that's the whole point of this episode.
I would have loved to have seen that. I'm saying I would have loved to have seen them two go together, like fight against each other. That's the point.
And honestly, I liked Danny. I personally liked Danny Rand's portrayal.
Yeah, I did like. Yeah, Danny Rand's
portrayal. I know. I understand why people didn't, but I'm not a huge Iron Fist fan, so it didn't bother me. And it felt like it fit within the world.
Right. Whereas people were like, "This is not." Like you said, he wasn't wearing the mask, and I'm like, "But that's Danny Rand, bro."
Like he's not going to walk around New York or wherever they were, L.A. I
thought it was New York. Yeah, I think it was New York.
He's not going to walk around New York with a mask
on. With a mask on. Hi, how's it going? Hi, how's it going? Look at my fist. I make it glow.
So I mean, yeah. All right. Marvel producer stated Loki has the best potential out of all the shows so far to have a season 2. This I can see.
I can see that because there's multiple Lokis.
Yes and no.
Okay.
I can see it because I don't think Loki is going to have the same amount of impact on the overall MCU that everything else will. Okay. Because he's kind of going to be doing his own thing, going through time.
Well, yeah, it's like he's like a background. Well,
and I'm not saying that it won't somehow have an effect on the MCU, but of everything, I mean, WandaVision led into her having the Darkhold, and now she's dealing with Darkhold magic
and everything,
and that's how that ended. So that's going to definitely lead into Multiverse of Madness,
right?
And then we had the way that this one ended with, which we'll talk more about later, but it's definitely setting up for other projects. Loki's the one I can honestly see
as a background.
Loki might set up the next season of Loki,
right?
Could it have a huge impact on other things? Yes, it could.
Yeah, I mean,
depending on how they go with it. But in terms of just thinking of the story, I don't see. I personally am having a hard time just right now seeing any predictions that I could come up with where it will have an effect on the MCU as a whole.
Right.
Other than introducing the time cops.
Right.
Obviously.
That's pretty cool, I guess. Leaks say that they wanted Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury in Deadpool 4. Which, that is interesting.
Yeah, this news confuses me. Because they haven't made any announcements on Deadpool 3 yet. Other than it's being made. Obviously, we know it's being made.
And
now, obviously, we know Deadpool 4 is being made.
Right, that's not a hint that not only Deadpool 3 is being made, now we got 4 being made.
The things we do know.
Yeah.
The Deadpool movies are going to remain rated R.
Yeah, they can keep rated R. Yeah.
They are going to be in the MCU. Yeah. Now, with that being said, I don't think they're going to have a huge impact on the MCU because they want to make sure that kids can see everything that has an impact in the MCU. So I see this as being just like a small story within it, but not one that has an overall impact of everything that's going on.
I mean, if you want to take your kid to this,
I would.
I mean, I've
my kids love Deadpool.
Yeah, I see some kids who saw Deadpool too. I said, okay, all right, hey.
But I'm excited for it. The only thing that worries me again, so it comes with a caveat. This news does. So Hugh Jackman said he's definitely interested, but he's worried because he doesn't want to ruin the legacy that is the death of Logan.
Because Logan's dead. He's gone.
And Marvel has already told him, like, if you do this role, it's not going to be the same Wolverine. That Wolverine's not in the MCU. This is going to be its own thing. But the problem is, they're going to need somebody young to be Wolverine.
Eventually, they are going to have an MCU.
Because... Yeah, it's going to need to be somebody young that can be in the role
for a while.
Well, they got
an anthology Gary come out too, and I mean you can't throw him in there, but you need to have a young Wolverine. Yeah,
So I don't know how they're going to do this and still have the other guy doing Wolverine as well, whoever gets cast for that, and Hugh Jackman and all this.
And all we can always go back to the Multiverse of Madness. That's the only way how I can see how you can explain that, because it's like people say, "Oh, why?" Because literally a multiverse of people.
Right. All right, so the next piece of news, Captain America 4
like right after.
Has been announced and is in the works and will star Anthony Mackie. For those of you that don't know, we'll get to it. If you don't know, why are you watching this? We do have spoilers and stuff.
Right, spoilers and everything.
For those of you that don't know, this last episode cements Anthony Mackie as Captain America now.
It changes everything. Yeah,
he is Captain America now.
And it's the people who wrote Captain America and Winter Soldier. They wrote it, so now
they're gonna write the movie.
They're gonna write the movie. Which that's the smartest thing you should do. I mean, like if it ain't broke,
don't fix it.
Don't think right. Give them the brains of. Obviously, they're gonna basically continue off of that. Well, we'll talk more about that when we get there. But it's a continuation from that point. So, yeah, which I'm excited for. I can't wait to see how that turns out, man.
Right.
I really can't. So.
Go ahead with the last piece of news there.
Gotcha. Elizabeth Olsen said Doctor Strange 2 is bonkers. It's a bonkers movie that definitely going for that horror show vibe. Which I told you, said it was going to be a horror. I said they said it was going to be a little horror film around.
Which that was a direct quote. She said, it's a bonkers movie. They're definitely going for that horror show vibe.
Right. So
it'll be interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to pull off the horror thing and it still be good and PG-13. Although it might be TV-14. I mean, let's be fair.
You could teeter-totter on that a little bit.
They kind of went that route with Falcon.
Yeah, they teeter-totter on that route because I think I remember telling you, I said, this next one, they said it's supposed to be a horror-esque type Marvel movie. Like, I'm like, okay.
I just know the last horror Marvel movie that came out was The New Mutants, and a lot of people didn't like it. So I'm worried about that.
Yeah. But, in Marvel...
I haven't seen it yet. I can't judge it.
Right.
He doesn't like it.
The horror is there, just the story was bad.
So with that being said, we now move on to the Cap, the Hela, and the MODOCK. As always, the Cap, the Hela, and MODOCK is our version of the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
The Ugly, yes, sir.
All right, so the Cap. This is my favorite news, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Of all week. Disney and Sony have inked out a deal where we will soon see Spider-Man, or the Spider-Man movies, as well as movies like Jumanji, Hotel Transylvania, and more across all of Disney's collection of streaming services, being Disney Plus, Hulu, and other ABC.
Right, because at first they were going to Netflix for like what? So I mean,
here's how the deal's going to work. Last week we reported to you guys that Netflix has inked a deal with Sony that they get the new movies first.
It's funny,
before they go anywhere else, which is still
hell.
able to be upheld.
Right.
So that means what's going to happen is like we'll get the new Spider-Man, No Way Home.
Right.
Is what it's called.
Right.
So Spider-Man No Way Home, when it comes out, it'll be on Netflix probably for anywhere between 6 months to a year.
Right.
And then once it goes off of Netflix, it'll be transferred over to Disney Plus.
Right.
So now, what I don't know, because I couldn't find any super in-depth details, I don't know if that means everything that's currently out is going to be on Netflix as well first.
Right.
And they'll have to wait that 6 months to a year, or if all the stuff that's already been out is going to hop on over to Disney Plus.
Right.
And then it's just when new things come out, they get put on Netflix.
I mean, either way, I'm excited because we report this. This was like a hella thing because,
I actually left the office to come tell Ralph. I was like, bro!
Right. He said, yo, bro. I was like, what happened? He said, yo, they struck a deal. I said, they did?
And there is rumors that this is also going to have implications because it being them playing nice with each other. We might get more Spider-Man MCU movies.
And that's what.
But what worries me about that?
So worries about that? Yeah.
Is Tom Holland has already said he wants to take a break.
Oh freak! I forgot. Yes, he wanted to take a break. Oh man, that's so crazy.
I'm hoping he's kind of like, you know what? Never mind.
He could do that. As of right now, yeah, he's still in I want to live my life, but. Maybe it's a sign.
It's Spider-Man, dude. Be Spider-Man.
If you want to be Spider-Man. I feel like he's gonna come out and say something. Be like, "Hey guys, I'm sorry. I was just. I'm gonna go get one of them little Instagram posts. Say we're gonna cover that too. That's gonna be funny." But yeah, that's some good news though. But
all right, hit us with the Hela.
The Hela. There was a billboard put up in L.A. that asked Marvel Studios to bring Iron Man back to life. He's gone, bro.
Did you see this?
No, I didn't. No,
you didn't. It was all over Twitter, dude.
Wow.
A bunch of fans pulled their money together and put up a huge billboard that said, Marvel Studios, please bring back Iron Man, # bring Iron Man back to life.
He's gone, y'all. Damn.
And this is under bad for me because, guys.
He's not here no more.
Tony Stark is dead.
He's gone. I'm sorry.
Here's what happens. If they bring Iron Man back to life, it completely ruins Endgame.
Yeah.
The whole reason Endgame was as powerful as it was at the end is because Tony Stark gave his life to save the world.
Right.
Which is something, if you would have seen watching Iron Man 1, you never would have thought he would have ever.
Right. It's a character development right there. He started out as being
to that
narcissistic, you know, and all that crap, and playboy playing for us. Then he literally became a family man turned sacrifice hero. He literally became a hero. Like, that is it. If he is go come back, let him come back as another universe, man. Don't let our
I just know.
MCU's gone. Period. He's gone. He's gone, y'all. He's gone.
I don't want him back.
You just don't. Okay, you don't want him back. Zero. I'm just like, dang, like he's gone.
Start
like,
building the plot. Bring Ironheart in.
Yeah, I thought that. Yeah, we
let Riri do her thing.
Right.
And move on.
Just move on.
Just like I honestly don't want to see Steve Rogers come back.
Because they're talking about ways to bring him back, man.
They're really trying to. Now, there's a chance he might show up at some point as like Old Man Rogers, which is fine.
I'm fine.
I don't want to see him come back young.
It's full blown, stock, cocky looking.
I have the Captain America I want for right now.
Right, I will take this Captain America.
I want Sam Wilson as Captain America, and I want them to progress with this story. I'm so excited that he's finally getting a movie along with it. Like, I'm excited for this.
Because right now everybody say like, that's why leaks are starting to come out. They're like, there's a way he could come back. What? Are you serious? What? I'm like, please, everybody, yo. Wow.
At the very least, I would love to see Steve show up in that Captain America movie to congratulate Sam
and then leave
and thank him.
And that's it. Thank him.
And then dip.
Yeah, bounce. That's it. That's it. Thank you. Hey, you're it. You're the man. And then fade off. I'm like, give that man an Oscar. Give him an Oscar, ladies and gentlemen, because that's it. But yeah, that's...
And now for the MODOK.
Which I did not see this.
Coming back to the Shang-Chi trailer.
Damn.
Shang-Chi trailer came out and it received negative criticism in China. Many complaints are being about the Western take on a Chinese film.
Wow. What?
So here's why this is a bad thing. A very, very bad thing.
They won't release it?
No, no. It'll get released. But, again, first, China is the biggest market for the Marvel movies.
It's like Eternals could be shafted a little bit here, too.
So if the Chinese people deem it as an unworthy movie to watch, they're not going to make as much money off of Shang-Chi. And that's a good way to see a character basically get killed off. Not technically killed off, but like their series, them being completely forgotten about.
Well, like we talked about the Eternals and how they had how...
The Eternals?
Yeah, the Eternals and how they talked about like the gay people in China doesn't take too kindly to that. And they might pull the plug on that. And that might be another group of people who will not get no time to shine.
Now, it wouldn't get... again, Shang-Chi will still go out in China.
Right.
It's just it might not get it. It might not make as much money.
Right, that's their Shang-Chi will still release.
And then the problem comes to that again is Shang-Chi just might be a forgotten character.
And that's so sad. I mean, it's kind of sad. I mean, because we really do need to see other characters come to the fold here and just. I mean, no, I love my Spider-Man, Iron Man, Cat. I love it. Black Panther.
I say Spider-Man's still young. We got him for years if he wants to do it. I'm good.
I said, but we need to start bringing in. Like I said, the Eternals and Shang-Chi and, like I said, with the Cap and all that. Like we need to start bringing in more stuff. Like the whole point is to move forward.
Right.
So stop trying to say bring back Iron Man. You know what I'm saying? Because we're trying to move forward now. We are now in the process of moving forward. That's the whole point of Marvel. We move forward.
All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is the part we've all been waiting for.
Boys and girls, children of all ages, let's go.
This is the episode breakdown for episode 6, the season finale of Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Which is funny because you checked in your thing, it said episode 6, but mine actually had the title.
Right. That's the first thing. So when I first clicked into it, and I don't know how
like, what the hell is this?
I don't know if this happened to a lot of people, but mine, and I know it happened to Christy, who's one of our coworkers.
Yeah.
She also had it happen to her where it said episode 6 and then had a dash and then just said episode 6. It didn't have a title.
Because mine actually said the title. I was like, wait, what?
So I was like, I guess it's called episode 6.
Message, bro. It's the coded message, bro.
But no, so the actual title ended up being One World, One People, which is the saying of the Flag Smashers.
Yep, even the leaders. Yep, all of them. Yeah, that's their thing.
All right, so this is the breakdown and review.
Here we go.
Here we go. All right. So scene 1, which is weird. So I kind of split these scenes up kind of weird-like because honestly it all takes place in the same general area.
Yeah. Yeah, one area, yeah.
It's the entire episode is all centered.
Which I just know I've never really. I mean, I should have noticed that, but it's centered in one area.
It was hard for me to split up by scenes like I normally do. So we open with Carly and the Flag Smashers ready to start the movement.
Right,
Carly says they won't stop unless they make us, and or no, they won't stop unless we make them. And we see the cops starting to swarm
Yeah,
around
it's
the
getting
GRC.
bad. It's
Because if you guys remember in the last episode, it left off with the room going all dark with red lights and people kind of freaking out.
Yeah, they're like, "What's going on?" And but this is,
And then we also transition back to inside where the people in the GRC look very confused and looking around, panicking, and things like that.
Because I think she said last episode they're trying to stop that vote by any means necessary.
Right.
That the borders to happen.
They're trying to vote to bring the borders back.
Right.
And that's what they're fighting against.
Right. By any means necessary. Like,
right.
She's trying to kill these people, man.
So then we see Falcon fly in, and flying in. We still don't see his suit,
nope.
but you see a blue kind of
like a blue
light.
I was like...
and I'm like, we know what this is.
We know what's happening. This is the comic book, y'all. Here we go.
We see Bucky walking up to the GRC.
Yeah.
And Sam calls him and is like, hey, glad you can make it.
Right.
He says, I also called in some additional help.
Yeah.
At which point we see some dude step out of the crowd and look at Bucky and goes, hey, are you supposed to be here?
Right.
And Bucky stops and looks at him, and then all of a sudden
he
pulls
does
the face off.
Captain America Winter Soldier.
Pulls the face off. It's Sharon Carter.
Yo, this is a callback to a lot of stuff right now.
It's a callback to both Falcon, or it's a callback to both the Winter Soldier and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because there was a period in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
kept doing that
where they were using that.
Yeah,
a lot.
I like that whole callback. That was good. That was a nod. I'll take that. Yeah. And
it was the same tech.
Yeah, same tech. Yeah, same tech. The whole rip off. Like, I'm sorry, did I ruin your plans?
So then Carly it transitions over. Well, they kind of have a little conversation because Bucky had said something about, aren't you worried about getting arrested?
Right.
And she was like, honestly, no one's looking for me here anyways.
And that really kind of threw me off. I'm like, wouldn't they be looking for your ass? What?
Right. We transition over. Carly sees Sam flying in.
Yep.
She says it's time to go.
Right.
It's time to do this.
She looks up. She's like, okay, let's go.
She says, do it now. Goes back inside to the GRC, and we see a couple of the dudes. If you remember the two dudes that were that did the whole one world, one people.
Yeah, they start putting on their masks. They like some smoke bombs.
They tossed some smoke bombs in.
Yeah.
Which was to push the people out of the room.
Right. It was like, yeah.
They get outside of the room, and one of the flag smashers walks up and kind of gets in front of them, and all of a sudden we see the shield fly in,
bam!
Hit the dude in the head. Sam comes crashing through the window.
Like a boss. I wish I saw superhero landing. I did not see superhero landing.
And I love how he crashes through the window, lands on his feet, and actually has that pose where his chest is kind of out,
like,
showing off the new outfit.
Like, I'm here. And then it plays the Captain America theme. I was like, yo, let's go, bro. It played the Captain America theme, and like, yo. That was good, bro.
Someone asks him as he walks by them.
He said, I'm Captain America.
They're like, who are you? He's like, I'm Captain America.
Boom. I paused it like 3 times.
Let's go.
I paused it like 3 times. Yo, pause.
Let's go.
And he looked at it. I'm Captain America. I'm like, yo. And he said, I thought Captain America was on the moon. Like, you know what? I would have kicked you in the shield, bro. I'm Captain America. Stop playing.
But that was a callback actually to the earlier episode when
Torres and
him were talking.
He said doing moon stuff. But I like those. The suit looks badass.
The Wakandas did a great job.
Wow, and it's the comic book suit. Yo, bro, like that's cool. I like it, man. But
the only thing I wish they would have did differently, just being honest, I wish the thing didn't have the went up the back of the neck and then came over his face.
Oh yeah, we could just.
I kind of wish it would have still just been goggles.
Yeah, goggles. Yeah, it's goggles. Yeah.
Instead of, I don't really like the whole it being like a helmet type of thing attached.
Yeah, it's like a little helmet.
It's
thing.
weird.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but. It's pretty neat.
It's still neat,
but
though.
It's just kind of weird. Yeah, you like we can just like take them off and do all that. Like, yeah, okay, like a mask. Okay, but yeah.
So Sam realizes that they're trying to force everyone out of the building. Yeah. So he starts telling his people, he's like, "Hey, they're trying to force them out. Keep them inside."
I don't know how 3 people was able to do this anyway. This should have been like a bigger team effort.
Right. He's like, "Keep the people inside," but then. Batroc walks up.
Hey, he came in.
He takes off the flag smasher mask. He's like, I've been looking for you.
Right. He said, I was looking for you, bro.
I was looking for you. So they start their little fight scene. And then...
Well, I was going to say, at some point, they fight, but then he said something. He said, and it was kind of a really insult. Even though it's another language, he said, just because you wear that, like, just because you got the robes don't make you a monk. Just because you think you that. So that roll, motherfucker. Like damn, right. Hey, that kind of was like a, right. I mean, I understand he didn't get you. So let's fucking fight. Let's go. But I'm like, bro, that's kind of right to the point. Kind of deep. Damn. Like, all right.
So then they transition to Bucky walking in,
right,
with Sharon,
right.
And he points out one of the guys is like, that's one of them. And so she goes after him. And it actually focuses on her for a few minutes, where she follows him as they're putting all the leaders into these police cruisers. Now, they look like police themselves, so they look like they're trying to get them out.
Damn, they really expanded for real.
Right.
Wow.
So then we see Bucky walking, and this lady walks up with a phone and is like, hey, it's Carly.
Bro, you a flag smasher too? Damn, like, where you come from?
And he looks at the phone, it's got the little red handprint.
Yeah.
He answers it. And she's basically trying to convince him to not
do this,
to not stop her.
Yeah, to not stop her. Don't do this.
And he tries to explain to her pretty much like, "Hey, there's better. Like I've tried to go down this route."
It's like they were trying to tell. Well, yeah, they like even from each episode, they were trying to tell, like, "Yo, you don't have to do this."
Like she's trying to talk him into joining,
and he's trying to say,
he's trying to talk her out of doing it.
Right? It's like, bro, like you're going to a path it's very dark right now, man.
And he even tells her, he's like, look, I've tried to fight for something bigger than myself. He's like, and I failed twice.
Yeah, he did.
Which the 2 times he's failed was Civil War and Infinity War.
Yeah, he did. I was trying to remember. I really was trying to remember when he failed twice. Yeah, Civil War, Infinity War. Yes, he did. Wow. Dang, yeah.
So
that's a callback.
She pretty much, so then it transitions mid-conversation, though.
Yep.
And it shows the leaders getting into the police vans. Again, Sharon's spying on them to see what's going on. They lock them in with these weird devices that like have these claws that sink in.
Yeah, that's kind of
None of the leaders knew that was happening, though. They thought they were legit getting taken to safety.
Right, but that's kind of a weird little device. I wish they could elaborate, like, where the hell they get that from.
He bangs on the vehicle.
Right, boom, boom, boom.
They take off.
Yep, they gone.
It transitions back to Bucky having a conversation with Carly.
Yes, we'll have a conversation.
And basically Carly's like, thanks for not being helpful. Hangs up the phone.
Right. I mean, because
he's like, shit. Right. And he takes off running.
Well, because you just wasted
valuable time.
So much time with this person. And he's like, damn, I gotta go. And he just broke. And I still like how.
And what it was she was keeping him occupied and on the phone long enough he couldn't help with trying to stop.
Right. And if he had changed his mind, he could have just walked off. It was one of those things. I just realized, like, bro, you were wasting time, bro. He is like, they're leaving, man. They're leaving, bro.
We see Bucky jump onto a motorcycle to follow the vans.
He stole that motorcycle.
And Sharon is sneaky. She does this thing where she runs into the guards.
She bumps into him. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, I noticed it the first time I watched it.
Okay.
But when she bumps into him, you see her hand go up underneath his strap.
Underneath the strap, yep.
And then she pulls her hand out.
Like, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry I didn't see
that.
Into
you. It was like some acid bomb. What the hell?
And he starts his car, and then it actually transitions to another scene, but when it comes back, you see him start to drive, and then the thing kind of explodes, and this gas goes in his face.
Right.
And then he wasn't going fast enough to do any damage, but he wrecks into another car inside the garage. The scene that it goes to, though, is her telling Sam that he needs to hurry.
Right, the vehicles are dead, they're gone.
Because the helicopters are prepping for takeoff.
Yep, helicopters are prepping, yeah.
Which then they then transition to Bucky chasing down the vehicles.
He's like, you letting your person get away. He said, I know, I'm going. He's like, I'm going.
Well, no, because Sam was like, Bucky, can you get on that? He's like, I don't fly. That's your job.
Right, I don't fly. That's your job. I'm going.
That's your thing.
Right, that's not me. All right, what?
Which that's when they transition back to inside the car garage when the mist goes off.
Right.
She's running through the garage, and she's like, mine's down.
And
Sam's like, how did you do that? And then what was it she called it? She said it was...
vapor?
Yeah, mercury vapor.
That's weird.
She said mercury vapor, among other things.
Right. Some type of gas bomb dissolving stuff. Like, what the hell? Like, that's weird. That was a weird little kill that she did, man. That's, yeah. But, yeah.
Now, so here's the thing. They go back to the fight scene with Sam and Batroc. And I will admit and agree with you on one thing.
Right.
It was not as good a fight as it could have been.
Right. Yeah.
Again, this is Sam's first fight as Captain America. Here's the thing. He's going to have a different fighting style. We're so used to Captain America being all showy with the shield and kicks and
stuff,
fighting.
Doing one of those things of the Civil War. Like
that will never be Sam. Sam's expertise is going to be able to be flying through the battlefield,
and that's fine.
Using his suit to his advantage.
Yeah, I should have realized that, like
while he's able to fly, he's going to be more grounded.
Yeah.
In his fighting technique.
He's probably used thrusters, and that's pretty much it. That's all. And of course, Red Wings and all that. But that's all he got.
It's something we're gonna have to get used to.
Yeah.
And he's even gonna get better with the shield as he uses it.
Right.
But the way the fight ends had one of the coolest things that I had never seen before. And there's this part where Batroc starts to look down, and Sam stomps on the shield, and that motherfucker flies up and hits him in the face.
Yeah, it smacked him dead in his jaw. That was a good hit.
And then Sam grabbed the shield, hit him again. He kind of fell.
Right.
And Sam was like, "Sorry, gotta go."
Right, gotta go.
He throws the shield out the window to break it.
Yeah,
he jumps out.
That's some Captain America shit right there. Because you gotta go, like the plane's leaving.
He jumps out, he flies out, catches the shield. Which
in midair, he caught that bitch in midair, bro.
So I was actually wondering at first when he did that, I was like, how did he even know where it was? Because when he threw it, it's not exactly like he's seen it.
I don't think he knew.
He did. Later on, when you see him use his glasses, he's able to track things.
Fuck.
I guarantee you, he knew where it was at. He knew where it was at.
Son of a bitch. And I think that's why I think I'm gonna like his suit better. I mean, besides the fact I wish it was like a helmet. That technology that
he already had that technology in terms of how that scanning stuff.
Yeah.
He just had just the goggles.
Yeah, just goggles. But now it's like a whole he's able to see everything. That's kind of crazy, man. Like really, I thought maybe he didn't know. Like okay, he just randomly threw that bitch anywhere.
Right. So he starts chasing down these helicopters, which is funny because the show's ending kind of how it started. Helicopter chases.
Yeah, there's a lot of knockbacks in this episode. God, Lee Christ,
And the helicopter pilots are trying to shake him. Yep. They can't.
He even pulls out like a Tommy gun and start blasting oh man, he's really trying to get him off, trying to get him away from the helicopter.
Sam shoots out one of his Red Wings.
Yep, one of them. Wow.
To scan to see if anybody in the helicopter can fly. It scans, finds one of the ladies.
That is badass. He's like, hey, you see who can fly? Like yep, she can.
And then it transitions back to the Flag Smashers are waiting for the trucks to show up, and Carly's kind of having this almost final hurrah type of speech with her people. She's like, look, I'm ready to die for this.
And
anytime somebody says I'm ready to die for
and
this,
they got nervous. They're like,
there's a 90% chance they're gonna die. Villains, if you guys want to survive,
please don't give that
in
speech.
any movie. Never say I'm willing to die because you're going to.
Or the episode after. How many of our people gonna do that? Don't do that speech. Don't give me that fucking speech, bro. Because you saw their face when she kept saying that. They were like, she said one world, one people, and they were like,
yeah, they were nervous. They didn't know.
Yeah, they didn't want to die, bro. What? They didn't want to die. The fuck?
But then they finally said it. They went their separate
nervously, ways. Like that, because they didn't want to die. What is this shit, bro?
It transitions back to the helicopter chase scene.
We're going back there. Nope. Yeah.
Somehow, if I remember correctly, one of the helicopters hit a police helicopter. I think that was a police helicopter. Sam saves the police helicopter people. He Red Wing pulls one of them out.
Yep.
Attached to something. And then Sam grabs the other person out of the other side, and then flies off. And he lands on the bridge. And when he lands on the bridge, the helicopter's coming straight for him to crash into him. He covers the dude and himself with the wings and the shield.
Oh, that was such a badass thing. Even though I wish I saw the super landing of that. I don't care. He went boom, and they dug into the cement. They dug into it.
Yeah, and it skirted off of him.
Right.
And landed into the water. And then the other helicopter dude lands. The Red Wing finally drops him off on the bridge. And it was cool because when Falcon stood up, his wings spread out.
That was...
And then went behind him.
Right back in.
And he looked at everybody, and everyone started cheering.
Because that was some badass shit. Hey, yo, I'm like, that's badass. And how fast they retracted in and retract out. You see how quick they were, in and out? Wow, dude.
It's almost like they're hooked up mentally.
Right, mentally. Like some Doc Ock shit, bro.
Right.
That is. Like, they're mentally in there. That's crazy.
So the vans reach the roadblock.
Yep,
And this is where the people in the back realize something's not right.
Right.
The Flag Smashers rip open the doors, pull the drivers out.
Yep. Pull the drivers out.
And they get in the vehicles to get ready to leave. But then Bucky shows up. He's full speed on his motorcycle.
Hey, he does some...
Dude, he does this shit where he runs into...
Hey, am I running? He just runs into the shit.
He does what is it called?
Like a bear.
It's not called a wheelie. It's the opposite of a wheelie.
A Healy?
A Healy, I think.
And he just, but it's like a boom.
And he hits the barricade and then flies off and punches one of the
Oh, I
flag
thought he just
smashers
lunges right into him. Like I literally thought he just lunges him
Well,
and like,
yeah,
oh,
he
yeah,
like-
punch. Okay, like yeah.
came in with a punch.
I just like it. Ever since episode 2, Bucky's literally been on cloud 9. Hey, John's here. Superhero landing. Like he just goes into action mode real quickly. Like damn, bro.
Right.
Just wants to fight, bro. Just wants to fight, man. That's it. Look, it's funny though, man.
So Bucky goes after he kind of fights off a couple of them. Bucky goes to start trying to rip open the doors.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, the flag smashers start kind of tapering off. They're getting ready to go leave, and then all of a sudden,
Doofus.
you hear Carly.
Doofus.
Where are you going?
Nowhere.
We don't
Let's
call
go.
him Doofus no
No,
more.
we
He's
call
not
him-
Doofus.
He said, I'm calling him. Call him by his name.
I
John.
can't call him Doofus
No, you
ever
can't
since
call
he
him
took the
Doofus
serum,
ever
man.
since- Hey, and I was like, and it was so loud. He was like, Carly, where are you going? I'm like, here
He's
we
a
go.
dick. Don't get me wrong, but he's not a doofus
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah, John. I was like, oh, and I knew, and we knew this was coming. I said, "Here we go. Here comes the gong. Where's the gong at? Boom!"
Right.
Because he was ready, and then she was trying to talk him down. What the?
Yeah. She's like, I didn't mean to kill them. She fucked up.
Right. She
She
did
fucked
fuck up, but he don't give a fuck no more.
No. She fucked up in how she talked.
Right. Oh, okay. Yeah.
She said, I didn't mean to kill Lamar. I don't want to hurt people that don't matter.
Yeah. That
And
was a
he's
bad
like,
one.
Lamar's life
That
didn't
was
matter?
And you see how he tilted his head when he did? Like, Lamar don't matter. What? I was like, oh my god, bro.
And then she responds, she's like, not to my fight.
I'm like, okay.
And then
See, Carl,
the
you-
flag smasher started jumping John.
Yeah,
He was holding his own for a little bit.
He was on for a little bit.
They go back to Bucky.
Yeah.
And Bucky finally breaks the lock
Yeah,
off
he
of the
was
back of
literally
his truck.
trying to, because I don't know what type
Which
of
I
technology.
forgot, we didn't mention this. The reason why he was trying to break them out, they'd set it on fire.
Forgot, yeah.
Because-
So they distraction. He said a distraction, and
She's like, give him somebody to save.
that's so asinine because you know
Bucky's gonna save him.
Marvel characters gonna save some people. No, I was like Marvel
Right.
characters in general are gonna save some people, bro. They're not heartless bastards, man.
But Bucky ends up breaking off the
Yeah.
lock, and then he pulls on the door and finally rips the door off, starts helping people off. It pans over, and we see John being jumped at this point. He's laying on the ground. He's got his shield up over his
I
face.
thought this was gonna be one of your predictions. I said, well, they're about to kill John. This is
And
it.
they see that he is looking at the medals of honor that he had on the inside of his
Yeah,
shield,
because
which
he's
I
looking-
think
right.
were his motivation.
Right. That's really. Yeah.
Like, I think he put them on the back for moments where
He's getting his ass.
where he might need some form of motivation to keep pushing through.
I want to know, are those like Lamar's
Because, again-
badges? Like, that's what I was always wondering. Could that be like his
Again,
friend
No,
shit? Okay. I
they're
thought
his.
maybe.
They're his. They're,
Oh,
they're his
oh.
medals of honor.
Okay, I thought maybe he had like one of his medals. Okay.
No. And I think it's also one of those things where it's like, again, guys, John has good intentions.
Yeah, he really does.
He just doesn't have good execution. He's like Carly. She has good intentions, not good
Not
execution.
good at the good execution. God damn it. Nope.
But he's starting to get jumped, and then all of a sudden we see one of the dudes grab a parking meter,
I'll say, well, this is it.
and he goes up to
I
go
was ready.
smash him, and then all of a sudden Bucky out of nowhere.
Coming in like
Bam.
a savior. Wow. Bucky I just feel like Bucky just brings into action real fucking quickly. He's just like, I'm
And
ready, bro.
there was something different about Bucky's demeanor at this point.
Right.
Bucky was pissed. You haven't seen him mad really this entire series.
Yeah, we haven't seen Bucky, man.
But he was
Wow.
pissed because he realized she was trying to kill these people.
These innocent people, really. I mean, I get it. They're assholes, but
And he starts whooping their ass.
asses. Oh yeah.
And he has this one point, dude,
Yeah,
where
he's mad.
he kind of gets knocked back a little bit. He turns around, reaches over, grabs this chain,
Yep.
wraps it around his hand, and starts punching people with it.
Oh my god, he's doing some WWE shit.
Eventually, Carly comes from up out of nowhere, hits him off of the building. He flips, but superhero lands.
Yo, I thought
at
he
the
was
bottom.
gonna fall like how he fell in
Um,
episode 2 or episode.
Now,
yeah,
I keep saying off of a building. They're not on a building. They're on the street, and
the street.
there's a work site where they're building a building, so it's a
because you
pit.
can hear him scream. He's like, ah! I'm like, oh my god, he's about to fall down again, and then he does boom.
Yeah, superhero
Superhero
lands.
fucking landing,
Which
bro.
is funny because literally when that happened, me and Kat went superhero landing.
Oh, definitely. I was like, yo, superhero landing. Easy. It's hard on the joints though, but super fucking. Anybody does superhero landing, you can't fuck with that person.
Right.
No.
So then it pans to Falcon, or Captain America.
Captain America.
I gotta remember to start calling him
We
Captain
really
America.
gotta call him that now. Captain America.
Captain America gets in contact with somebody on the helicopter by hacking their phone,
Yep.
or at least calling their phone, because I think he probably has their phone
Yeah,
number
probably
records,
whatever. All the information.
Calls them and is like, "Hey, don't say anything."
Right.
A little birdie tells me you can fly. At this point, the helicopter somehow spins enough to hit Sam, and he ricochets into a building, falls into the water, and all these cement tubes start falling into the water on top of where he's supposed to be at.
Right.
But apparently our boy can swim with this thing on.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, and he came out.
He starts
swimming
underneath.
Swimming.
You see the little blue lights. You can track him in the water. And then now he flies straight out of the water.
Can do everything. Damn it, Wakanda, you gave him a super soldier suit. What the hell, bro? Literally.
And I loved it. Because as soon as he flies out of the water, the first thing he says is, boy, you just earned this ass whooping.
You just earned this ass whooping. God, that was good. That was good. I'm like, did he just knock him into a building and he fell? What the hell? What happened?
And that's when he gives the lady a plan. He's like, look, I need you to count.
Okay, he still stays on the same conversation. You know, we just had this moment.
He says, I need you to count down from 5. It needs to be perfectly timed. She counts down to 5.
Right.
And as soon as she hits 1, and she's saying it loud enough he can hear her.
Right.
As soon as she says 1, he throws the shield at the door to weaken it.
Weaken the door. Yep.
He catches it, and then he flies right through and knocks both pilots out the other, or knocks the one. There was only one pilot. Knocks the pilot out the other side.
That's callback to episode 1 because he did that before. Not with the shield, but like he did it before where he tried to catch people, literally, like going in midair and jumping and still catching that person. Yeah.
So he catches. He takes him out the other side. She jumps up in the front seat, takes control of the helicopter, actually gets it under control because it was her and like 3 other people that were in trouble in the helicopter.
Right.
But she gets it all under control, and then we see Sam drop the dude in the water.
Yeah. And that's he gonna drop me in the water. I'm dropping your ass in the water.
Right.
Nice.
So then it pans back. John's back on his feet. Mm-hmm. Walker.
Right.
The soon-to-be U.S. agent.
Soon.
So.
Very soon.
And then he actually starts whooping the Flag Smashers.
Yeah, he's it's like,
starts
like said,
holding
as
his
soon
own.
as we saw that motivation, like I said, like the medals, it's literally like something clicked again, and he just.
Well, then he also had help. He was fighting beside Bucky.
Right, he fighting beside Bucky. Bucky's just an all around.
Carly jumps in, and him and Carly kind of go in their own area to start fighting. They're fighting underneath these awnings and stuff.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, Carly manages to do something where she knocks him down long enough for her to run, jump in the vehicle.
Yeah, that was
drive.
Right.
And aim straight for the edge of the cliff where Bucky and them fell off, and they're down there.
That's why I knew Carly just stopped caring because she's that's 2 things she done did where. Yeah.
She goes to drive it off, jumps out of the vehicle, and it kind of teeters over and lands on these beams and kind of starts teetering, which the people inside are like trying to hold it back.
Right. I don't know how they could. I mean, I guess you could. They got probably enough weight to hold it back, but still.
And then this is one of my favorite character moments.
Yeah, John had a moment, man. Damn.
John runs up. He sees the vehicle teetering,
and he saw. Yeah.
He looks over
at Carly
and sees Carly standing there.
And she's that's why I hate that.
She wants to watch it happen.
She wants to watch it happen, and that's so fucked up, man. Like, damn.
Well, to be fair,
I get it.
To be fair, villains.
Yeah.
Have a bad habit of leaving. For things to not go the way they thought they were going to go.
Right, so they said, fuck it, cause a distraction.
She's making sure what she went to accomplish is going to be accomplished.
Right.
But
John,
John has this. He kind of has this moment, and you can see like he realizes like, no, I need to save these people.
Right, I need to save them because that, like you said, good intentions, bad execution. Like yeah,
and
so yeah, right.
It pans over, and we see Bucky and them looking up at it, and Bucky looks like he's like ready to catch it if he can.
Oh, he's about to superhero catch that shit like Iron Man. He at least tempted. He may kill him, but he's going to tempt it.
He's looking worried. He see it teetering, and you can see he's kind of trying to work something like, how can I get up there to stop this?
Yeah, he literally it's like working his head. Like,
and then all of a sudden, you see the shield fall down. It's the makeshift Captain America shield.
Right, that he made.
Falls down and lands beside him. Bucky sees it's all dented.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, he looks back up, and he sees the vehicle starting to be pulled backwards a little bit.
Right, he was trying, he really was, John, damn it, John. He literally he had a moment there. And they said that, a lot of people said that when I was reading the comments on YouTube, they said that was a good character development.
It was.
Even though people still hate
because he wants to do good.
Right.
He's not a bad guy. He's just not good at the execution. Like, he lets things personally affect him.
Right.
On a level that he can't as Captain America.
Right.
So then, Carly jumps in.
Mm-hmm.
And starts attacking him.
Right, damn. Like I was like,
she's like, no, this is going to happen. She knocks him and her off.
Right.
They both fall. He bounces off a couple beams. That was fun to watch. It's like my favorite thing from Titanic is watching people bounce off the tables as they're falling down.
Why do you like that shit so much? It's just like
because the ragdoll effect. It just looks funny. It just.
They both bounce off a couple beams. Like, no, that was fun.
Kind of like Mortal Kombat when dude's head bounces off the thing when he falls. Like I'm just saying, shit's funny to me.
Your ass would like that. I'm like, you laugh. I'm like, ooh, damn. Like, goddamn, you all right?
He's like, goddamn. I'm like, ha.
Right. I'm like, what? We are two opposite people. Like, bro, we should go sit. Now I'm gonna laugh at this. Like, bro, they might be hurt, bro.
All of a sudden, the vehicle.
Yeah, it's big.
It's falling.
It's falling. Yeah.
And they pan to the back of the vehicle, and all of a sudden you see it just stop.
Right, it stops.
Which you know what happens.
Right, yeah.
You know what's happening.
Now,
There's only one other person left.
Captain America.
Captain America, baby.
And they were like, what happened? They're all freaking out in the car. Like, what happened? Yeah, Captain America, the one and only.
It pans back around, and you see Sam. He's got his thrusters on. He's trying to push the vehicle back up. All of a sudden, his two red wings come out. They attach to the vehicle. They start thrusting.
That was 4 of them bitches. Let's go.
And he's pushing as hard as he can. Honestly, it's not really him pushing at this point. It's the thrusters pushing.
It's the thrusters and the mechanics. And everybody's seeing this shit, too. They're all seeing it. And
everyone's recording it. And Sam finally gets it up on top of the thing. And everyone starts celebrating. Yeah. And again, I loved this moment. There was somebody that goes, "That's the Black Falcon right there." No, and the dude standing next to him goes, Nah, that's Captain America.
Be real. Let's be real about that. Like, real. From the time he said, "I'm Captain America," I'm Captain. Bro, no, this is Captain America. Stop it, you stop.
As a matter of fact, when he said, "Nah, that's Captain America," I clapped.
Yeah. I was like, my guy. Yeah, thank you. Somebody is saying, and he's doing some heroic shit. That's what Captain America's supposed to do.
Exactly.
That's it, man.
So Sam flies down and basically tells everyone to chill.
Yeah.
And he's trying to talk old girl down because she's like, "I can't believe you fell for their stuff." He's like, "Nah, I'm trying something different."
Right. There we go. Right. It's just, I can't believe you did this. I'm like, nah, we're not doing this, Carly. You gotta calm down. You gotta chill. Like, for real. Like, and she just didn't want to chill, man. Damn.
Right.
She didn't want to chill, bro.
At this point, we start seeing smoke grenades go off. And Batroc is launching smoke grenades to cover up the battlefield so they can make a getaway. Sharon is watching this from the bridge, and she sees what's going on. And then she follows them as they all start to run. Sam, Bucky, and John run in at the same time after they get the villains get their little breakaway.
Right.
The three heroes start to follow behind them.
Right.
Which, by the way, this moment was so cool to actually see John working with Sam and Bucky.
Like that. Yeah,
and not in a way where he felt like he was the leader, but in a way where he felt like he was actually working as a teammate.
Like a teammate. Okay, I'll retract it. He's not a doofus no more. He actually... Even though I know some people probably, and I was going to tell you about this. This is related to this. There are a lot of fans, and the dude that plays him, Wright Russell, he say he doesn't have no Twitter, Instagram. They are still mad at the fact that this man is still here, like him. And I'm like, he is the best. He went from doofus to superhero landing to killer to this person to okay. I'm a team player now. I'm like, that's what we've been trying to somewhat get out of him because he literally wasn't like this, and now I'm like, oh, he's getting into this. I'm here to help now. I'm like, okay, let's do some work, man.
So they're running through the warehouse, and they do this weird transitional thing where they're constantly transitioning between
them and the flags.
Batroc, Sharon.
Yeah, there's like 5 transitions going on.
Yeah, they're bouncing back and forth.
It was kind of crazy. That camera angle was like, whoop, 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 like, okay.
Bucky and John eventually split off to go down one path.
Yeah.
Sam continues to follow down a certain path, and then we eventually finally end with a final transition where we see Carly hearing the... Yeah. I can't. Yeah, thank you, because I can't do it for right now. But it's the whistle of the Flag Smashers.
And they were like, and she was literally like, because she didn't know who was saying that, because she didn't know who was making that whistle, because she looked kind of nervous. She was like, "Is that you? Like, hello?"
Right. And Sharon Carter jumps out from behind a box. Carly, put your hands up. Carly raises her guns.
Yeah.
Her gun.
Yeah.
And they're pointing their guns at each other. They kind of have a little bit of an exchange, and then finally Sharon puts her gun down. Carly does the same, and they have this conversation. And this is where all of us should have seen this coming.
You know how many times I said "fuck you" 3 times? I want to text that to you. You know how many fucking times I want to text that to you, sir?
So Sharon keeps saying. So Sharon starts off the conversation. She's like, you used to work for us when you came in. You reminded me of myself. Mm-hmm. She said, and then you started to go off and do your own things. And she was like, yeah, but that's because you need the muscle. Because the power broker can't do anything without her muscle, right?
And I was like...
And that was how they revealed she was the power...
Like,
now...
and I was like, yo, this motherfucker...
Here's the thing. Guys, I've been calling her as at least a part of the power broker, if not the power broker, since the first episode she showed up in.
So she showed up in...
And this was before I even learned the little trick.
Yeah. I was like, damn it. And really people got disappointed about that, actually. A lot of people disappointed about that.
I am and I'm not, because I think this is going to lead into some very interesting storylines.
Yeah, we get to that point.
Which we'll get to that point here in a little bit. But again, the moment I feel like I fully 100% realized she was the power broker is when it was like episode 4 or 5. Mm-hmm. And Sam is talking to her on the phone, and she walks through the security checkpoint, and they don't question it. They don't look at her. They don't say hi. They move out the way. She walks through. They stand back where they're at.
Yeah, that was kind of...
And it's like, first off, no lower-level person is going to have that kind of access. She had to be somebody higher up, and the only thing that makes sense with that is if she's the power broker.
And then even with talking to Backtrack, it's just... It's like, she just knows, and I'm just like... This man's about to guess this shit so fucking hard.
Now,
damn it. Oh, shit.
Yeah, so all of a sudden, Batroc comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, he was out of nowhere.
He points the gun at Carly and tells Sharon, I now want 4 times what you were going to pay me.
Yeah.
At this point, he starts talking in French... and says some other things.
Yeah, he says some other shit.
And Sharon finally pulls her gun up, shoots Batroc.
Yeah, she said, I don't like blackmail. Boom.
She's like, you're not about to blackmail me.
And you're like, well, that's Batroc.
And then all of a sudden, she shoots Batroc, and then Carly shoots her.
And Batroc's dead. I said, oh, I thought they were going to use him a lot more. I feel like, damn, I'm not saying it's a wasted character. I'm just saying, damn, the way he kept...
He could still come back. They never once said he was dead.
I just saw him.
The only person they confirmed was gonna be brought up here in a minute.
Right.
So
I just saw him fall to the ground. I said, "Oh, he's dead." He clearly shot. I thought he shot him like in the head or something. I thought maybe he dropped.
It transitions. Sam follows the gunshots. He hears the gunshots.
Well, yeah, he hears.
He starts following the sound. He gets there and tries to talk her out of actually finishing off Sharon because she's got the gun pointed at Sharon. She's gonna fire again. Oh yeah. And Sam's like, "Look, you don't have to do this."
Well, all I would say is like it's kind of too late because she's already starting throwing people off buildings, burning shit. Like, it's.
So then Sam kind of tackles her.
Yeah.
But then refuses to fight her.
He said, "I'm not gonna fight you," and damn it, it was a good moment.
But this was a moment where we got to see some more cool things that Sam's also able to do that others aren't, that others weren't and can. Like, there's a part where she goes to swing on him, and he holds his shield up.
Yeah,
and as she hits, his wings go into the ground to brace him.
Yeah, their wings are digging into like a lot of shit, like to make sure he does not. Right. You know, it's like he's taking a full blunt of that the super soldier hit, man.
And like he does these things where like he jumps, he jetpacks a little bit, spins, twirls, you know. And eventually she knocks him down. She's like, "Stay down." And he's like,
I missed.
No.
I wish he had said I could do this all day.
I said the same thing.
When
her and I were watching, I was like, if he would have said I could do this all day.
I would have been like, I probably would have woke up the whole neighborhood.
But,
I'm like, whoa.
But at the same time, I'm also glad he didn't because this also shows
that he's different.
He's his own person.
He's his own character. I would have missed that call back.
It would have been a fun callback.
But I understand. Like you said, we're doing something different. And I get it, though. But yeah.
So then we transition over to Flag Smashers using their phone as like a radar.
Yeah.
As they're escaping. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, Sam and John walk around. Mm-hmm. And not Sam, Bucky and John walk around.
He says, it's a good app.
And Bucky's like, this is a good app.
It's a good app.
And all of a sudden, all these police show up.
They pulled in so badly. Like how my situation was, but that's not the point. They pulled in. They were like, "Here you go," and they were like, "Hands up." They were like, "Okay, we're good. Like, don't shoot us."
It transitions back to Sam and Carly fighting. Mm-hmm. She is actually saying, "Fight back, fight me."
And he's saying,
and he's like, "No, I won't." She finally knocks the shield out of his hands. She also loses her gun. She runs over, picks up the gun. Like, she actually has a choice. If you remember, at one point, the dude that she used to be friends with that died at the hands of John.
Yeah.
If you remember, he told her he could have seen her as the next Captain America. And she stands there, looks at the shield, looks at the gun, chooses the gun. So she picks up the gun and points it at Sam, and Sam stands up slowly. And
I thought, you know what? Here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking like, well, Sam's gonna kill this girl, because I'm like, well, she chose violence. She just made her decision right there, and that is why I said, well, this is it. Goodbye, Carly, because you playing with her right now.
You see her tense up her arms.
Yeah.
She's getting ready to pull the trigger, and then all of a sudden you hear a gunshot.
Boom, boom. I was like, oh man, and then my prediction came in. I was like, yep, this is happening. And I thought maybe like, because you said maybe, no, I said, no, this bitch about to die, bro. Because you know what? You don't give an evil speech, and or you start saying, how many of our people are going to keep dying over this? I'm like you said, you give out evil speech, that's a classic villain trope. You're not going to make it past this episode. Or you're not going to, like, even in movies or in TV shows in general, that person ain't going to make it.
Right.
So I already knew she was going to die right there, man. I knew day one. I was like, oh, she's dying immediately.
So Sam runs up to her.
I mean, yeah.
Kneels down, kind of cradles her a little bit. And she's actually holding the necklace that Madani had given her.
Yeah.
And she tells Sam, she's like, I'm sorry.
Because she was only about like a teenager. She was like, what, 19? 18?
Right.
Yeah.
I
mean, it's a little too late for sorry, because
right.
You kind of let to the ending, so, but yeah.
And then at this point, the scene transitions to him flying her onto the bridge. All right, so he drops Carly off on the bridge.
Yeah,
he actually drops her off onto a gurney.
Right. Because and how he was holding, and deciding like how he was holding her, it was like it was kind of like interesting. I like that little scene there, because it was like he didn't want her to go this route. He didn't. Misunderstood. Like, damn, it really felt like he kind of like a loss. I mean, I know it didn't seem like, but it was like he was telling like, I lost that situation, but that's neutralized, I guess. But you know, it didn't really solve nothing. But you know, whatever. So,
well,
that's what I got from the whole scene, him dropping it down, and then even the police lights kind of panned on him too with that. Which that's very interesting how that happened.
So, after he lays her off in the gurney, he walks up to the senator, the guy.
Yeah, they're like the senators, people. Yeah.
And he walks up. Well, no, he walks up to the lady, and he's like,
the flight person.
Are you guys still planning on closing the borders? Right. And she said, well, yeah, you know, as soon as all this cleared up.
Right.
And we get one of the most amazing
speeches,
rant / speech I've ever heard in the MCU.
Man, yeah.
And I fucking loved it.
Because it was right from the soul, man. Like, really it was. Cause
she says, you know, our goal is to keep the terrorists from doing whatever. And he's like, you have got to stop calling them terrorists.
Right.
He's like, these labels, terrorists, refugees, thug.
Yeah.
He said, he's going on talking about how it's, oh my God, it's so hard to put into words.
Yeah, it was it really was 10 out of 10 speech, because he really,
because he was, it was very heartfelt.
Yeah, you knew it was coming from.
And here's the thing that the reason why I liked it so much. Mm-hmm. Everything that he said is so relevant to today's society.
Yeah.
And how things are treated. I mean, we just went through this whole situation not long ago where people were rioting because of, in my opinion, good causes.
Yeah. In a way, yeah.
And all people were saying is, oh, they're a bunch of thugs.
Right, these criminals
and this and that,
evil people.
And
they even said to her at one point, I was like, okay, dang.
And it fits so well. Like, I feel like Sam meant what he was saying even in the role, but was also thinking of other things that it would apply to.
Right.
In real life.
Because he even said, like, even a misguided teenager, which that's why I didn't know. This was
right.
a teenager that died? Damn.
Because one of the guys was like, so you're saying the government should just help? And Sam was like, yeah.
No, yeah. Yes. The government at least should be involved somewhere.
And the guy's like, well, you don't know how complicated things are. And he goes, complicated? He's like...
I'm a black
he
man.
says,
I think that was good. I'm a black
the guy says, you just don't understand. He says, I'm a black man wearing the stars and stripes. What don't I understand?
That was good. No, that was good. That was a good line. He said, I'm wearing Captain America, where everybody's like, the black man can't be Captain America. I'm like, we're going to change that right now. We're changing that.
But he's like, what don't I understand? He's like, anytime I wear this outfit, anytime I pick up this shield, there are millions of people who hate me. I can feel it now. I could see tons of people on this bridge right now judging me because of this.
First, I thought he was talking about the TV of people watching him, but yeah, that too. But yeah.
And then he goes on to say, they pan over for a second, and you see Isaiah and his grandson watching on TV. And Isaiah is actually looking impressed with what he's hearing.
Right, because remember, last time we left Isaiah, a black man can't be that. And I'm like, bro, like, what? Like, come on.
And then Sam eventually goes on to say, the only power I have is I believe that we can do better.
And that's why I think I like that the most, because we can do better. Like, we just gotta do better, man.
And at some point, they do pan over, and you see Bucky and John standing there.
Yeah.
And kind of applauding a little bit, kind of nodding in agreement.
At the end, we all want the same thing. We all want the same thing. Do better.
Right.
We all want the same thing when it comes down to it.
And then he asks them, he says, who's in the room with you when you make decisions? Is it the people that are going to be impacted or more people just like you?
Right. And that's where,
He says, they all have the same amount of power as a god with crazy powers or a teenager with a dream.
That could have been hit for Thanos.
That was who it was about.
Oh, okay. I didn't know, like, that's who he was talking about.
Because he was comparing this whole situation, because he says, he said, you guys, you know what it's like to be desperate.
Right.
He said at one point in time, everyone disappeared.
Okay, so, I should have caught that. Yeah, he was talking about Thanos, because like, because... to be fair, Thanos wasn't really a villain, but that's besides the point.
Thanos was a villain.
In a way.
But I agree with his cause.
Yeah.
So...
I agree with that shit.
But yeah, he said, you guys have the same amount of power as a crazy god.
Crazy god, yep.
Or a misguided teenager. He says, but the question is, how are you going to use it?
Because he said, like, if not, you're going to bring another Carly or...
He was like, you'll bring another Carly. It'll be Carly 2.0, and you don't want to see 2.0.
Yeah. Because I got some predictions on that, too. But, yeah. He said you don't want to see Carly 2.0. He said, you don't want to see that shit. That'd be ugly.
And it was annoying because the senator kept trying to chime in, like, but you don't. And I loved how Sam just kept shutting him down. He was like, no, you're going to fucking listen to me.
I'm Captain America now. Like, you, I'm the captain. No, you don't understand, bro. Like, I am the captain now. This is bull. What?
So then, Sam walks away.
Yeah.
As he's walking by, John actually nods to him, and agreeing with him.
Yeah.
It's like, I get it.
Everybody, he would be the one that would know it the most, right? Nobody would see him as that.
And then Bucky actually says, nice job, Cap.
Yeah, nice job, Cap.
Which was like the first feeling of like somebody else calling him other than, like because we had the dude that was like, that's Captain America, and that felt great.
Right.
But it felt just as good hearing Bucky call him Cap, because Bucky, I feel like, is the one person that needed to be, which we all knew he was. He was obvious. He knew what was going to happen. He had this suit built for Sam.
And then even going back to it, like, why'd you give up the shield? It always came back. And now it's kind of like going full circle. It's like, good job, Cap. See, because that's what he wanted. Even with the fight, he put the shield right there next to him. Like, this is you. You are it. Steve gave this shit to you, bro, because of that reason of moving forward. Like, you are him now, man. Like, that's it. Even John didn't even say no. He just Hush my mo too, for that matter. He's like, okay.
So then Sam comes up, or somebody comes up to Sam, and they're like, "Hey, there's a guy still in the Hudson. Or there's one remaining flag smasher in the Hudson.
Barely.
Can you get him?"
Yeah.
Which, by the way, it was the guy that Sam dropped in the Hudson.
Right, so you dropped me in the fucking Hudson. I'm dropping your ass in the Hudson.
So he had to go get him, pick him back up.
Right, because he's just laying there.
So Sam finishes his conversation with Sharon and Bucky. Mm-hmm. Bucky tells Sharon to get in the car because
she was hurt.
They were saying she needed to go to the hospital. She's pretty much like, "Fuck you, I'm not going."
Right, she's like, "I'm not going." Like, oh. And then they even called, like, even when the people were asking for the flag smasher, she turned her head away, like, make sure nobody didn't see her.
So they go to leave. Falcon takes off. It pans over. We see the flag smashers being loaded into the police cruiser, which at one point somebody leans in and whispers, "One war, one people."
Because that's still, yeah.
Showing that this still is a thing that is branching out. And Carly was right. There's people that are going to continue the cause even after she's gone.
Because that's what she started. That's why I said this could be something. I can get predictions on this situation because it's going to be interesting.
We'll get there.
Yeah, I know.
Slow down.
I'm hyped as heck.
So as they drive off, the vehicle blows up.
Yeah, that was crazy. Yeah.
And I was like, did they really just kill their own people? But then they pan over.
It's a man. I don't know who the hell that is.
I know who it is.
Okay.
They pan over, and it's the guy sitting in the car.
Is that the butler?
It's Zemo's butler.
That's the butler. Somebody said, "Who is that man?" That's the fucking butler.
Yep.
Oh wow! Because somebody's like, "Who is?" I'm like, "That's the butler."
That was Zemo's butler.
And then gotta go to the raft, bro.
And then they transition to Zemo sitting in the raft, reading a book.
He's just reading.
Listening to the radio, and the radio is like, vehicle blew up, killed 5 people that were, all flag smashers. And all of a sudden, Zemo looks at the camera and smiles.
I fucking hate Zemo. And I'll let you know Zemo's coming back, but it's so sad.
Oh, yeah, he's not done.
Yeah, he's never done.
Then we transition to the next scene, and it's Contessa, whatever her name is, Valentina, Allegra,
something,
whatever.
We don't care. I said, "Who are you?"
Until she becomes more important, I don't care.
Yeah, because I like when we go to Zemo, they're like, I don't know who this bitch is.
But she's sitting with John's wife.
Yep.
And they're having a conversation, and she's like, "John, hurry up!" And they start having a conversation, and she's like, "It's almost as it's almost as if I planned everything out happen. I really didn't. But what if I did?
Right.
It wasn't me, or was it?"
I hate
when people do that.
Bro, I'm about to punch you with Winter Soldier's arm. Why are you talking right now?
So finally John comes out, and he's wearing literally the exact same outfit, but it's all black instead of blue. And
it's the exact same outfit in the comics, like literally the red and black suit.
It's the same Captain America outfit.
Oh, okay.
It's literally the one he was wearing before.
Right, but he just changed the color.
But instead of blue, it's black.
Right. Okay.
So it's black with red and white stripes.
But that's pretty interesting though, because that's why I said I looked at it. I said, "Is that?" Because I don't know if that's his comic book, like.
I don't think it's comic book accurate, but I think it's pretty close.
Okay, because he changed it up. I said, "Hey."
Just like Sam's isn't technically comic book accurate, but it's very close.
As long as you keep it close, I'll be like, okay, well now he's not Captain America for real this time, and he got a pardon too, so I guess he can still.
Well, he got pardoned. But then she told him, she was like, "Look, things are about to get weird." She's like, "And when they do, we don't need another Captain America.
Oh my God.
We need a U.S. agent." That's how he gets his name, U.S. agent. Which, by the way. That's who we knew he was supposed to become.
Jesus Christ. She said, "We need a U.S. agent." Oh, my Lord.
And then she basically says, just wait for my call.
And he was so happy. He's like, "Yes, I'm back.
I'm back. I'm back.
I'm like,
ooh. Which is funny because somebody pointed out, I seen in a video, because I always watch the Easter eggs.
Like a breakdown
Easter egg videos from Screen Rant.
Yeah, Screen Rant, yeah.
And the guy even pointed out, which I thought was cool because I didn't know this, in the comics, when they brought U.S. Agent back into the comics, on the cover of it, it shows him punching through where it says Captain America, where it says U.S. Agent, like he's punching through the words, and he's actually saying, "I'm back."
Oh,
so it's kind of a pull from the comics.
Huh. Wow. So John's not done. Well, you see, because I always say, if these characters are not dead by now, there's plans for these characters. Dead by now.
Sorry.
No, that's funny. We're thinking the same thing. I was like,
so
what's that off of?
Then it transitions. It's If You Don't Know Me By Now.
Oh, if you don't know me by now.
I was just changing the words.
No, I like that. Touche.
So then, Bucky walks. It shows Bucky walking, and it's cool because he's wearing this all blue outfit that's very reminiscent of his Bucky outfit from the comics.
Yep.
Back when he was first with Cap.
Yep. Which that's interesting. I like that.
But Bucky starts to walk to his friend's apartment, which I don't remember his friend's name now. It was the Asian guy. I can't remember his name for some reason.
It's been a while.
Right.
And maybe they want us to forget his name because the situation will happen. So.
And he knocks on the door. His friend's like, "Yo, you need to come in before somebody calls the cops on you." He goes in. And basically, they don't even show the full explanation, but he does tell him.
Man, he go right to the point.
He says, "I got to talk to you. It's about your son. Your son was murdered by the Winter Soldier. I was Winter Soldier."
All right.
And the guy even asked him, he's like, "Why?" And he's like, "I didn't have a choice."
Right.
And then that's where they cut it off. That's all you hear. Obviously, he has more of a conversation with him.
Right.
But then...
Well, you see him just leaves the door. And
then
leaves.
He walks out, closes the door. He leaves. It transitions to his therapist walking up, and she opens up the bag, and she pulls out the book, which is his...
And Zemo's name that didn't crossed out, because it was not crossed out.
Yeah. Every name was.
Oh, I thought Zemo was the one he didn't cross.
Zemo crossed his own name out.
Oh, he crossed his own name. Okay.
Because he was telling Bucky, you don't have to worry about feeling bad for what you're doing.
Right.
Because when he had that conversation in the last episode, his exact words were, I crossed my name out of your book. You don't have to feel bad about what you're doing.
I wondered did he cross the name out when he had the book. He said, "If you touch that book again, I'll kill you." So maybe he crossed it out right there. Or there's been times I thought maybe like when he had there, but who knows? But, But yeah, so he gave it to him, and then gave it to the therapist.
So she went through and looked at the book, seen that all the names were crossed out. She reached in, found a note, and it said something like, "Crossed out all the names in the book. Thanks, Doc." Yeah. Something along those lines. I might be off a word or two.
Where she brought the doc back for one little hoorah moment for the little last part. Was that bad? Yeah.
Right. And then he walks past the diner where him and his friend would go and have dinner, where he also had the date with that one chick. He looks in.
Yeah, and she looks at him, and then...
she makes eye contact.
Yeah.
The old guy pours himself another drink. And he almost looks more at peace and not as sad.
Right. And you can just tell...
Because again, and this is where Sam was right, that was somebody that needed closure.
You were avenging, you weren't amending, and this was actually a legit...
Right.
Amends. This has been since episode 1. This was just coming. And who knows what they
I'm glad I was wrong on that, by the way, as far as him dying.
Yeah, I thought the Flag Smashers... You said the Flag Smashers were going to kill him, man.
I thought he was going to die.
Yeah.
I'm glad he didn't.
And at least he was a picture alive, but he didn't walk in there because he knew that would have been awkward. So.
Right. So then we transition. This is honestly my favorite scene.
Yeah.
In this whole episode. Sam goes to visit Isaiah. And Isaiah's like, I saw what happened.
Yeah, well, the kid opens the door and he says some kind of smart ass remark. He said, "Boy, you better get some manners." He said something. He said a smart ass remark to him. He said, "You better get some manners, bro."
But Isaiah's like, I seen what happened. Honestly, the whole world did.
Yep.
He said, "I heard the GRC stood down on their plans.
Yep.
Must have done something right."
Yeah. Yep. So the board's still open, which that's not bad.
They kind of have a little bit of a joking moment, and he's like, "You're special." He's like, you're not Malcolm, Martin, or Mandela.
He said some shit to him.
And Sam's like, "You're right.
Right.
You're right." He's like, "But I can only do what I can do."
Right. That's all I can do.
He's like, "I may fail. Hell, I may even die." He said, but we built this country.
Right.
He says, bled for it, and no one's going to tell me I can't fight for it.
Right.
And this is one of those moments, too, where... And white people are so misguided. Black people really did build this country.
Yeah.
And I love that they went here because I love that they're able to touch on race, to bring it even more to the forefront, because I feel like there are a lot of white fans that watch it that really don't understand the true history of America.
Right.
Because, let's be fair, in school, they just basically teach us what they want us to know.
Oh, yeah.
Not everything got a history that actually book, and
it's like, read this. I'm like, yeah.
Right.
Because you're going to learn what really went down. You got to talk to grandparents for that one.
And at one point, Sam finally says, "Hey, go clean up. There's something I want to show you."
Right, because first he was trying to say some shit. He said, "Bro, you got to lighten up, bro."
Which is funny because Isaiah's grandson,
yeah,
I think that's who he is, pokes out. He's like, "Hey, where you taking us?"
We go? I thought he wasn't going to take us. I said, "Yo, it's just me and him." Like yeah.
Right. So then we see it transition over to they're walking through the Cap exhibit, which I thought this was cool. And I actually thought what he was doing was he was trying... I thought
he was going to show him...
He was basically showing that Steve was not the person that he thought he was.
I thought he was going to do it first. Because...
And then they walk into the back room.
The back room.
Because, I mean, again, they've had these conversations. He's like, Steve's not the reason what happened to you happened to you.
Right, yeah, right.
Like, trying to stand up for Steve. Like, Steve was not the person that Isaiah thought he was.
Right, Steve was, no.
Steve was a good guy.
Right.
Period. But they walk to the back room, and it's a bronze statue of Isaiah.
And that was
and
interesting,
there's
man.
a plaque in the background that says Isaiah Bradley, which somebody at some point did pause and read it. And it does go on to explain on the plaque.
Oh, okay, so it explains everything.
That, not that he was alive,
okay.
but that testing went on. One person survived, that was Isaiah. And then he was further tested on for 30 years wrongly. Basically making things right.
So he is out, because remember the last time they had a conversation, don't bring me back out,
No, he's not out.
Oh, okay, so he's still...
Everyone still believes he's
dead.
dead.
Okay, so he may not even... Okay.
But he did this, and he even looks at him, and he even says, he's like, they'll never forget what you did for this country.
Now you're a part of history now. All right, you're part of it. Okay.
And I thought it was an amazing moment.
Yeah.
Watching Isaiah get choked up.
Oh, yeah.
And... like I said, Kat actually teared up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a very touching moment. And like I said, it was probably my favorite moment in this entire series overall.
Okay.
Just because of how emotional it was.
Yeah, there's the emotional impact to it, yeah.
And it's Sam going around again trying to prove to people, like, things can be better.
Right.
But we got to fight for them to be better.
Right.
Which, that's going to come up for predictions later,
Jesus
too.
Christ, there's so many fucking predictions right now, man.
So after that... it pans to there's a cookout at the Wilson household.
Hey, it kept the boat in this bitch.
Bucky's there having a good time with
he's
everyone.
Still trying to...
He's hollering at Sam's sister.
And as he's doing it, he literally got the kids on his arm.
He's holding the kids, and it's not even struggling. He's just like, yeah, you know, and he's having a conversation
in front of the sister, just like damn, and she's just so all by like, oh my god, like what?
and at some point, Sam walks off. He's staring off into the sunset.
Yeah.
Bucky walks up and kind of stands beside him and looks out.
Yeah.
Puts his hand on his shoulder. They turn around and walk back together. And that's the end of the episode. And then my favorite moment of all was the next thing you see, first thing in the credits. It says Captain America and the Winter Soldier. And I legit clapped. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Captain America, that's what this is.
That's this whole point. That's the whole point of this whole series is we need a Captain America. Well, you found one. There he is. There you go.
Now, they do have a post-credit scene. And the post-credit scene, while kind of boring...
it was boring.
Was interesting.
Yeah.
It was needed.
To a lot of stuff
because they're setting some stuff up.
Right now. It's kind of...
Sharon Carter gets pardoned completely.
And
reinstated back into the CIA.
This is goosebumps every time I hear that. It's kind of... And then... it got me though,
and she actually almost cried. It was something that honestly, it was something she literally wanted.
All that.
But she's had her
life. Need a Carter to come back in, like yeah.
She's had her life steeped so much into crime. She now can no longer just back out. It's a part of her.
And that's
so she walks. She walks out of the courthouse, walks down the steps, picks up her phone, and she says, "Hey, line up some buyers.
Right.
We may not have the super soldier serum anymore, but we're gonna have a lot of government secrets and items and text."
And I was like, oh, Karen, are you really about to be the Thanos of this Marvel Cinematic Universe for at least a brief second? Because what are you doing?
That's how it ended.
What are you doing, Sharon? What are you doing, Sharon? You can't do this. You can't do this. And then, like I said, but who knows how long she's been in deep, man. Wow. That blew my brain right there. I said, cause I heard the evil music. I said, why are they playing evil music? Don't do this. Don't do this, Sharon. Do not do this.
Now, as far as predictions go.
Yeah, you go first. There's like 15,000 billion of them.
As far as the overall look into...
oh, what's you rate this episode, by the way? Sorry.
We do predictions and then rate.
Oh, I keep forgetting. I'm sorry.
Ralph, calm down. So predictions. First off, as far as implications... obviously, we know there's a Captain America 4 coming out.
Yep.
This is going to be Anthony Mackie's Captain America movie.
Yeah,
he's finally getting his own movie, which is necessary. Now, is he going to be the only one in it? Of course not.
No.
But it is his movie.
U.S. age could still be in there. They just haven't really announced that.
I definitely think his movie is going to be very politically driven.
Yeah.
The reason being, don't get me wrong, there's going to be action, there's going to be stuff that
he'll
happens.
still have the same Marvel-esque thing.
But a lot of Sam Wilson's time as Captain America has been spent in the courtrooms fighting for people's rights. Not just black people's, everyone's rights.
Right. Everybody's rights. Right.
And that's kind of his whole thing, and I think that's what Steve was expecting.
Right.
And well, at least hoping for and thinking that would eventually happen, which is why he gave Sam the shield, because he knew it was time for things to change and for people to be more accepted. Now, here's the thing. Whose rights is he going to be fighting for? There's a certain group of people that are supposed to be coming into the MCU soon, who in the history of Marvel has always been looked down upon by the government. Always.
Who's that?
Mutants.
Oh, man. Okay.
Now, I still think there's going to be some, basic human rights fighting for in it as well, but I definitely could see this as...
Because by this time, the mutants should be...
They might be.
They should be well into the cinematic universe. But
So I think they're going to be a part of it as well.
Wow. So that could be... Okay. I can see that. I can see that where that could happen. Right.
We actually saw a scene during Sam's speech where they show Torres watching on TV, and he's working on fixing the wings that were there.
That were there.
So he's going to become the next Falcon.
Obviously, right.
And then we got Sam as Captain America.
Right.
And I think Torres is going to be in the movie, which is going to be really cool to see two Falcons.
Oh, yeah, two Falcons flying.
I know one's Captain America. I'm just saying two people as Falcons.
And just see them do them aerodynamic tricks. That little aerodynamic stuff,
And I definitely think in that movie we're also going to get at least one scene of Torres training with the jetpack.
That's gonna be lit.
Where he's gonna be
Iron Man 1
almost dying a lot.
He's like, oh, I'm doing, and then he falls down.
Right.
And then he's gonna nail it a couple times, but he's gonna have to work on it.
I think.
I hope he does.
Contessa Allegra von whatever the fuck her name is. Again, I'll eventually learn it when I care.
Right. When
she matters.
When she does matter.
I think she is building up the Thunderbolts team or a version of Dark Avengers.
Right. She's building up
Here's
something.
the thing. It's one of the two.
Right.
If it's the Thunderbolts team...
It would make sense, though, because that's why...
Well, the problem is the Thunderbolts were started by Thunderbolt Ross.
Right.
As the Red Hulk.
Right, as the Red Hulk.
Which, again... we very well could get in the She-Hulk series because he's supposed to be in it, as well as Hulk himself, Abomination,
right,
and several others. So I could definitely see, again, either the Thunderbolts being started or a version of the Dark Avengers, because you could easily get like Abomination to be the Hulk character, or Red Hulk. I mean, they could go that route.
Right.
You've now got U.S. Agent.
Baron Zemo.
Baron Zemo can be there. They could probably...
Because he even said, looks like Baron Zemo got the last
They could probably convince Sharon Carter to join. She could be almost a Black Widow-esque character.
Right.
They very well could find a way... Because, again, the Thunderbolts are a hero team. They're just a team comprised of ex-villains.
Like Suicide Squad.
Right. So they could very well convince Kate to join after the Hawkeye show.
Yeah, Kate, yeah. Be their Hawkeye for...
There's a bunch of routes they could go.
And this could be interesting, though, because people are going to see them look down upon. They're like, these are villains. But, they're trying to make amends to...
but Zemo's smart.
Yeah.
I was reading somewhere they could very well go with a storyline, too, where he's convincing the world powers that heroes are bad.
Well, like, so far right now, with WandaVision and everything else, like, right now...
Things do look bad for some of the heroes.
Some of the heroes. And it's kind of refreshing to see that now... I thought it was going to look bad for this one. And I said, well, it's just a trickle effect, and now we're really getting...
No, people are actually getting behind this Captain America.
Right. So I do like how
Love
we're
to
going...
see it.
I can't wait to see that's going to be lit.
Now, some other things that could be going on. Sharon...
Just set up armor
when she called somebody... and told them to line up some buyers. I think she is setting up Armor Wars.
She said,
or at least a part of it.
That was one of my predictions, like with the tech.
I also personally think, at least this is what I'm hoping, and I could be wrong, but I'm hoping she was on the phone with Wilson Fisk.
Well, like we said in the news, they're trying to bring them in here.
I don't think there are some people that have tried to say that they thought it was Thunderbolt Ross. I don't think so, because Thunderbolt is still very much in the Army. She wouldn't, as a new CIA agent, try and convince Thunderbolt Ross to set up buyers. Like, Thunderbolt Ross does become a villain.
Yeah.
But right now, he's still
a hero.
Very much Army.
Or Army. Like, well, a hero Army person. Like, he's there for America still. Right.
So I think she was talking to Wilson Fisk, and I think that's going to be how they're going to get Wilson Fisk back into, or at least get Wilson Fisk into the MCU, played again by the dude that played him in Netflix.
Netflix, right.
And yeah, that's...
And like, with my situation too, like, because when I heard the tech and stuff, I was like, no way, are we really about to set the Armor Wars up like that? I mean, and you can do it like that, you can, and that explains why the Punisher is coming in. Because what if she found, like she said, personal data? What if she just found because he's like an ex-Marine soldier? What if she uses him just like Batroc to probably go after other heroes and whatnot? And eventually, he probably switch sides and become that anti-hero he wants. But probably that first half, he might be a villain for this first half. For this first half, he literally might be a villain, taking out either Don Cheadle's character because that's the whole point. Like, because Don Cheadle's character is supposed to get back Stark Tech. I guess now that we know this, that Sharon just flew out. So, because they're gonna find, this is some Stark Industry shit. Oh, we definitely gonna send that up there, because at first, in the first episode, the first movie, they were like, "Oh, we got a lot of Stark stuff here." Like, I'm like, "Oh, wow," because remember the guy who played Iron Man was the one that was singing them out to people, so I almost think he was like a power broker in a way, because he was sending them out to other like foreign countries out there to use it as a power. So it's interesting to see. This is where everything's set up, and of course with the Thunderbolts also. Like, we can really see that, and I don't know too much about the Dark Avengers. You said they're like a whole...
Like a dark version
of them, okay. Like I said, there's some... And then, I still think the Flag Smashers are not gone either.
No,
I still think they have now...
They've become almost the new Hydra.
The new Hydra. Which, I'm cool with that. I just don't want to see Hydra come back, because if I do...
Yeah, I don't want to see Hydra themselves come back. I don't mind there being imitation groups.
Yeah, we can have imitation
groups.
Like,
we want to keep up with the Flag Smashers, or even make, AIM, bring them into it. I just don't want to see Hydra itself.
Because if that's what she is, I'm going to be very highly pissed off. Because I'm like, what?
She is Madam Hydra, though.
Yeah, I know she is. And that's why I said, I hope we don't go this route. Because, like, dude, come on, man. Like, we've spent 3 fucking movies and 2 series, thousands of hours. Oh, God. I'm Hydra agent. Hill Hydra.
Right.
We passed this shit, but, yeah.
Now, first off, as far as our reviews and our scores, we're going to go with the episode. Mm-hmm. This episode... Oh, wait, before we get into this, did you have any other predictions?
No, just those two. Yeah, that was it for me.
So, with our reviews, as far as the episode goes, I give the episode a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I give it like a 9.5 out of 10.
I think it was the second best overall episode.
Right.
My favorite episode is still the one that ends with John having killed old dude.
Yep, that would be a 10 for me, because him killing that dude, boom, him losing his shit, that U.S. agent look, will always be a 10 out of 10 for me for that one.
There are some things that I obviously loved about this episode. Some things I thought were a little... the fight with Batroc in the beginning could have been better.
Yeah, because like I say, he was getting his ass kicked. Yeah.
The fight with... what's her face? Carly.
Yeah.
Was quite a bit better between the two of them.
Yeah.
Even though Sam wasn't fighting back.
Right, because I think Sam would have... That's the big thing. Sam could have killed her if he...
He wouldn't have.
He would have? You think so? Okay. I was just wondering, like, with all the high tech and all the gear he got from Wakanda, you think he would have...
No, I'm saying he could, but he never would have.
Oh, he just never would have. Okay.
He would have just not... He would not have killed her.
He probably knocked her
He
out.
was literally going to let her shoot him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay, now think back, yeah, he really, because the gun was close, she was ready to boom, she's ready to pull, okay. I mean, probably not done, I guess you could have shot the head, but I probably would have shot him, because this is like vibranium, he got a vibranium suit on. Bullets ain't going through that motherfucker, man.
No.
It's like you were like one shield altogether.
I was again that opening fight scene could have been better. I feel like they did some excellent things with like John's kind of character turn in terms of his personal character. His progression was nice. Obviously love the speech. Honestly, it would have probably been a 10 out of 10 for me. Had it not had that kind of lackluster fight scene in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then B, had it not been for the post-credit scene was just kind of meh.
Right. And I get it. It's just like with Samuel Jackson coming out, you think you don't want a superhero, you just don't know it. That was like a mad thing too. But it sounds cool because you're setting up for like 50,000 TV shows and movies right now. But, you know,
right.
Oh, and one more thing I wanted to also say, what if Sam, I mean, I know he won't die in Captain America 4, but I'm like, what if he does die?
Sam's not dying.
Okay, because when I heard that speech and I was like, it kind of like crossed and I was like, well, what if, because he said, I may die for this. I'm like, really?
That only happens for villains, dude. No, Sam's not going to die.
Do you think they could be doing a season 2?
No.
Okay.
Not a Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, well, I guess now we just call Captain America Winter Soldier now, wouldn't it?
I don't know what they're going to do. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure we'll see Sam again before
Right.
Captain America 4.
Let me see, where would he be at?
Probably in Armor Wars.
That's probably the only time I think of. Okay. Because it has to be something that's to do with technology. Well, not in technology, but, well, and spying also, too.
I mean, let's be fair. Rhodey's going to need somebody that can fly with him.
Yeah.
He's got nobody else.
Yeah, because Tony Stark, once again, is dead. He's dead.
So I could definitely see Falcon showing up there. I don't know if Winter Soldier will show up there. I think Winter Soldier is going to show up in Wakanda.
Okay, the new TV show, Wakandans. Okay,
Because I definitely could see Wakanda being about Zemo.
Yeah, because before, I think they're going to have that before if they do go to Thunderbolts, they're probably going to have that and then go into the Thunderbolt situation.
Right.
Because,
by the way, we're back on predictions apparently. This is why I asked if you had any more.
Look, you're awesome, by the way, bro.
I love you. Keep going.
I thought about it too. He's making me laugh right now. I'm trying to I just think, Barry Zemo, he will have to make. Could you make a minute? Could the Wakanda? No, because they won't forget. Never mind. Cause I was trying to think somehow.
They killed T'Chaka. They're not going to forgive that.
Right, because somehow he's gonna have to get into that team, somehow, some way. I don't know if he's gonna escape the raft or something.
Well, he's going to escape the raft.
Okay.
And he's going to join the Thunderbolts. Wakandans aren't going to stop that.
Oh shit! You don't think so?
No, I can guarantee they'll probably be one of the people that the Thunderbolts fight against. Wakanda's not going to be happy.
Right, because he's going to get out. Okay. And that's all my predictions. I'm sorry. I'm done at that.
Okay. So, yeah, the episode gets 9.
It gets a 9.5 out of me.
Well, you give the series as a whole.
A 10.
I give it a 9.
I get a 10. Overall, even though I had little hiccups here and there, because trust me, you know why. It was okay.
I think it was a great series. I definitely think it was better than WandaVision.
Let's go, guys. Was it better than WandaVision?
For those of you that keep up with people on YouTube, a lot of people do things called tier lists, which I was actually going to have one set up for this, where we were going to start tiering things that we watched.
Okay.
I would have Falcon and Winter Soldier as an A.
Yeah, it's an A. Yeah.
It would not be S for me.
No. Okay.
But close, which is also why I give it a 9 out of 10.
Right.
I think it was an excellent series. Some of the fight scenes could have been done better.
That's probably the reason why the fight scenes could have been.
And there were some things I felt like they drug out too long that weren't necessary, like the very first helicopter fight scene.
Right.
That went on for 10 minutes too long.
He's getting away. I got this. Oh my god! Let him go or don't blow up the plane.
But yeah, so I would give the series as a whole a 9 out of 10.
Where's WandaVision at?
We'll talk about that when we get there.
Okay.
It might be coming up soon. We don't know. Stop trying to jump around. We're on a focus here.
I'm trying to ask questions.
But yeah.
But yeah, overall, it's solid series, man. For real, Marvel is just hitting things out of the park, man. For real.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, we finally get to do something we've been excited to do.
Yeah.
For those of you that are new here, we have this nifty little box here.
Oh, God.
Now, the next Marvel property to come out is Loki. That does not come out until June 11th. And then midway through Loki, Black Widow comes out. Or yeah, MODOCK. MODOCK comes out May 17th. Or
So,
May something
we got
in there.
about-
So we got a couple weeks,
weeks.
before MODOCK comes out. We'll have an episode specifically just for MODOCK when it does drop.
Uh-huh.
But for the weeks that don't have new releases or new things to talk about, we have this wonderful box that has every Marvel property.
This man took like 3 weeks to do this shit.
You're damn right I did.
Shit. Oh, no. Don't just pull that. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute.
I'm not just pulling
Oh,
anything
okay,
out. I'm mixing them.
Oh, no. He's mixing them.
They're all folded in half. If you can't see, they're all folded in half when you open them up.
I was gonna say, you probably just show the box to make sure that
There's things on the inside. This will tell us when we draw what we're gonna do.
And it has like TV shows, animated, like
Very, very rarely will we force something. Like, we'll probably force Venom right before we go see Venom 2, because I've never seen Venom 1 and I need to.
Right.
Unless we draw it, which is also a possibility. But
I'm so
during the
nervous
weeks
right
we
now,
don't
bro.
have something coming out next week. So like next week there's nothing new coming out. Nothing on Disney Plus.
Nothing. That's
Nothing in theaters.
Right.
So, Ralph, you're going to do the honors. You're going to be the
Why?
first.
Shit.
You're going to be the first person to draw. I'll draw next week. So reach in. Pull one piece of paper out.
Please, God. Please, if you love me, God. If you love me.
Now, do not look at it yet.
Okay.
Just hold it in your hands. So this is how this works. If it's a TV series, we'll basically be covering... You're going to hand it to me. We'll basically be covering 5 hours a week of the TV series until it's done. And we're only doing one season at a time. So it'll be like if it's one season, or if it's like 3 seasons, we'll do season 1. Season 2's paper, which is in there somewhere, will get thrown into the box and mixed back in.
Like, yeah, you have to pick.
Because I don't want to be like, if this is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I don't want to be on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for the next year and a half.
No,
There are other things.
Right.
So that's how we're going to do this. So, Ralph pulled this. I have no clue what it is,
I don't know what it is either.
but I'm excited to see. Are you ready?
Oh, shit. No, don't do this, bro. What the hell is it, bro?
Now, the reason why we're doing this, guys,
Fuck, bro.
the reason why we're doing this is, A, this will give us a chance to watch things we've never seen before. And B, you guys will know what we're going to cover next week. So you guys have a chance to also watch it, so you can formulate your own opinions and see how it correlates with ours. Ralph, homie, you ready to see what you drew?
Fuck no.
From 1988, you drew the movie The Incredible Hulk Returns, which was produced by New World Television,
Wow.
which, as of when I first put this in the box, can be seen on Tubi for free. So if you have Tubi, Tubi,
Tubi. Okay.
you'll have ads. But that is where you can watch The Incredible Hulk Returns.
Here we go.
This was a made-for-TV movie that actually coincides with the Incredible Hulk series.
Okay, yeah, that's the guy from the TV show himself.
And this technically comes after a movie that was called The Death of the Incredible Hulk. So this is his return. So this is what we will watch for next week. So next week's episode will be based on The Incredible Hulk Returns. I'm kind of excited for it. I've never seen it. I've never seen it.
Oh my god! And, like,
To be honest, I've probably only seen 2 episodes of the original Hulk show.
I've never seen it. Oh, that shows you. I've never seen.
You've never seen an episode?
Ever.
It's interesting.
It is cool.
A
Like,
little
I've
bit
never
actually.
seen it all. I mean, I knew the guy who played it. His name is Lou Ferrigno.
Lou Ferrigno.
Okay.
He-
My mother would tell me about.
He
all
plays
that.
Hulk, and I don't remember the name of the guy that plays Bruce Banner. But-
Okay. Oh, so he. Oh, okay. I thought he played. Okay.
No, he didn't play both.
Okay. So this is a TV movie.
This is a made-for-TV movie that is, again, on Tubi. At least as of when I put this in the box. It could be wrong now. As a matter of fact, for Shats and Gaggles, Ralph, would you have some things you would like to say?
I am happy that we're going into the box. I was hoping I mean, I've never like I said, seen this before, but I was hoping we was gonna get Wolverine. One of these days we're gonna put. Hey, one of these days we're gonna draw that bitch. One day we're gonna draw the X-Men Origins Wolverine. We're gonna pull that and we're like, here we go.
Now something I am doing every time we draw a thing, I am buying the movie on Vudu.
Okay.
Or the season that we're watching. So, for $7, standard definition. Buy for $7.
I might just watch it over my
I now own The Incredible Hulk Returns, so I'll be able to watch it at work or here or wherever.
Yeah.
So yes, that is next week's The Incredible Hulk Returns.
We're gonna have some fun. This is gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. This is where we finally get to start going down and talking about old things. Cause see, I could have drawn the original Spider-Man movie.
Fuck you! I'm just kidding. It's fuck. Oh,
the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man, but I didn't.
It wouldn't need no. I would have broken it down by scene for real.
I didn't need to draw it.
Yeah.
Because you drew Incredible Hulk.
I drew Incredible Hulk
From 1988. Good job.
Anyways, watch. We're gonna pull Wolverine. X-Men Origins Wolverine. It's gonna be funny. Or New Mutants. Who knows?
That's gonna do it for this episode, guys. Yeah. This has been the / Marvel Media Podcast, where we finally have wrapped up Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or Captain America
Winter Soldier.
and the Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier. Yeah. All right.
Again, next week, Incredible Hulk
Be
returns.
Here for this.
This is gonna be fun.
Jinx, it's gonna be fun. Here we go.
All right. So with that being said, we love you all. Thank you all for tuning in, and we can't wait to see y'all later. Excelsior!
See ya.